Hello everybody, it's Chibi, and today I'm here to bring you a manga chapter review of Tokyo Ghoul Ray. Quite the cliffhanger we're left upon this week, but one thing I want to dive into first is what Uta said to Mutsuki. That dialogue right there stands out amongst everything in this chapter to me as a reader. Because we know the connection Uta has to the entire relationship of this series. The clowns. The clowns are the true master manipulators of this series. They love pulling the strings in the background. And what's really intriguing is when we find out what Uta said to Mutsuki last chapter. You remember the last chapter when we saw Uta whispering something behind Mutsuki and we don't really know what was being said, like we could just only assume? Well, we come to find out in this chapter, Uta is aware of the operation. Wow. So, here's the thing. With him revealing this little card here and letting us know that he's aware of the operation, because he says the operation is a failure. No help is coming. Like, Mutsuki is alone. That makes me assume that he knew he was going to get stabbed by Suzuya. It makes me assume he knows, because, well, I don't know. I mean, why would he go out of his way to say that the operation is a failure unless he wanted to destroy Mutsuki's hope? Like, of course they want to make another Kaneki. It's very obvious the clowns want another Kaneki. They want another white-haired Kaneki. It was very apparent after the ending of Part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. And so I'm assuming they're trying to turn Mutsuki into another white-haired Kaneki. I mean, the foreshadowing and the setup with the, the checkered backgrounds and stuff like that with the white-haired Mutsuki and the, the flashback when Torso's thinking about him. I mean, all this different setups. I mean, it's very obvious that they're trying to lean us towards thinking there might be another white-haired Kaneki. But the thing is that really what Uta was trying to do? Like, is he trying to put Mutsuki in this despair mode to where he's thinking, like, am I going to be fine? Am I going to be safe? Because at the end of the chapter, it looks like it's leaning towards that. Because you have it to where Kanye, at the end of this chapter, is there staring at Mutsuki. And we know soon as he grabs Mutsuki and takes him away, we know that Shu is going to get a hold of Mutsuki and probably devour him. Just devour him completely, because has the exact same sense as, slightly as Kaneki, because, half ghoul, and that was one of the main reasons why Shu wanted to eat Kaneki to begin with, because he ate other ghouls, and he was half ghoul. He had this exquisite taste. He was very exotic. And so, to see how Mutsuki might be captured, it's really strange the way it's leading up. It makes me believe that, like I've been stating for the past couple chapters now, it's either turning into another white-haired Kaneki. Now, one thing I want to say though, Torso, also, in this chapter, he had like a couple panels specifically for him in the chapter. He was looking for like, Mutsuki. He's like, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. He was looking around, he saw it in his mind, he was having these inner narrations, and he was just thinking about 2 million, and we know instantly that 2 million is associated with Mutsuki in the last chapter, because Mutsuki was bought for 200 million yen. And so, Torso's not giving up on finding Mutsuki and buying it for himself. So, that's not good either, because the one person so far through Tokyo Ghoul Ray that's envisioned Mutsuki as white hair, that's not good at all, because then there's a lot of other setup going on here. So the direction that this is taking is either leading to a death of Mutsuki. Like, if Kanye takes Mutsuki and gets out of there, Mutsuki's dead, like straight up dead. Or Shu might try to, but that's the only way it's going to go down with Kanye, if Mutsuki goes with him. And then you have to our Torso. We know Torso's just going to devour Mutsuki if, he discovers, so it's very obvious where that's leading there. Now, overall, though, past that, you have it to where other setups are going on in this chapter. Like, you have to where Ayato versus Suzuya. Oh, that right there, very fucking hype. Like, this chapter in the middle section of, you get to see around page 7, mask. Like, it looks like it's a new mask. Now, pardon me if the mask, has been shown once before, but to me, it looks very different. It might be because of the artwork, the shading of the mask, or whatever, but the way the mask is drawn, it looks completely different from the other mask we have seen from Ayato so far through Tokyo Ghoul. So, very interesting choice of new mask he has, in the way, Suzuya is fighting Black Rabbit. So I'm looking forward to seeing what direction this fight is going to take. And then you have Torahinami is also in this chapter trying to, fall back and try to figure out what's going on, assess the situation around the entire auction because, the CCG is closing in, they're coming in and, they're trying to take down the ghouls and also take down Big Madam. And that right there leads into another point I want to talk about. So we find out the main tactics of what the main leader of CCG, the main mastermind of CCG, number one, eradicate and exterminate the ghouls. Number two, he wants the actual safety of the civilians that are in the auction to be, I guess safe. Like, they want all the civilians have been, put in this auction to get out of there and be safe. Like, they don't want these civilians to be killed. And then you have it to where he says in his mind, he doesn't say it to anyone else, but in his mind, he says the real objective, the most important objective, is to kill Big Madam. So, he doesn't really care if maybe all the civilians die, or even a lot of his, men die. He just cares if Big Madam dies. So that's his goal he's looking for when it comes to this operation, and he could actually give a shit when it comes to the civilians. So it just shows you more of that dude's personality. And overall, that's pretty much the basics of this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Rei. I mean, there's a lot of other things going on in the chapter, a lot of other setups, and a lot of other fights, like Naki, for instance. Oh, dude, that fight right there. Jason vibes in this chapter. Like, when I was sitting here reading the chapter, and speaking of reading the chapter, the site that I usually read the chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Rei, the site was down for, 30 minutes. Like, it would not load for 30 freaking minutes. Like, it would load a page, and then it would crash the next page I tried to go, and I was like, So, yeah, it kind of sucked. But getting back on topic, Nagi, in this chapter, he's giving me a lot of Jason vibes. Like, he is straight up his style, his attire, his outfit, the way his hair is, it looks exactly like Jason. I mean, even the way he was fighting in this chapter when he was cutting the CCG up, it looked exactly like Jason. So, yeah, I mean, well, who knows? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you feel about this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Rei? Did you enjoy this chapter? Did you hate this chapter? How do you feel about the setup? How do you feel about the foreshadowing? How do you feel about Uta knowing about the operation and trying to manipulate Mitsuki into saying the operation is a failure? What do you think his real in-game goal when it came to that dialogue is? Do you think he thought the operation was going to be a failure? Let me know. You all have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.